You're listening to Kevin and the Spleen.
No one's gonna ever love me.
1098.5 Radio QWX. For quick.
Bussin', no cap.
No cap.
Really smack you in the ass with flavor. There you go. This show is about depression, anxiety, PTSD, and chronic illness.
We going quick. We're trying to keep you on the path to the ride home on the evening time.
It's a fucking zoo.
Make it Quicks with the Quicks Radio.
White lives do not matter.
Unique New York. It's the Kevin and the Spleen show. And Kevin, you know what it's time for. It's time for some elocution lessons. That's right, folks. We've heard you. We are taking your concerns into question, and we are gonna workshop my voice, get me a better sounding voice so we aren't driving away the listeners on the ride to the drive to the time home in the evening time. It's a fucking zoo, baby. Oh yeah, Kevin.
It is. It is a zoo. It is. So what kind of voice lessons are we doing here?
Oh boy. Well, you are the vocal coach. So
oh no,
this is a bad start for your first day, Kevin. And we did a Kickstarter to fund the coach. So what'd you do with that money if you don't know what we're doing?
I bought a lot of snacks and drinks, and basically just blew it. I'm in Vegas right now. If you can see out the window, I'm in Vegas. I blew it all.
Damn, you're blowing it in Vegas when the Powerball's going. Oh yeah, why not you playing the Powerball, my man?
That's where the money went. I bought 800 Powerball tickets.
You blew it in Vegas buying Powerball tickets. Now that's interesting.
I'm a very low key gambler. I don't like all the hubbub of a casino. So I just went to 7-Eleven and bought a bunch of Powerball tickets.
Now, how long does it take to buy $400,000 worth of Powerball tickets? Now,
well, the cashier just took the money and said he was going to drop the tickets off later.
Okay, okay. I'm starting to wonder. I mean, thanks for crowdfunding the vocal lessons audience, but if you're paying $400,000 for vocal classes, on some level, you're expecting to get, snookered.
I would have thought at some point people would have just stopped giving money, but they really thought that the Spleen just needed some help. So here we are.
Well, it really does, folks. There's a snooker born every minute. Kevin, you ever play snooker?
Once, and I was terrible at it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
I got beaten up by a snooker once.
Tell me that story, please.
Oh, no, we don't have time for that, folks. We gotta learn. Unique New York. Unique New York.
All right, try this. Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
That's
red leather, yellow leather. Wait a minute. The vocal training's working. Kevin, your $400,000 was not spent in vain. Red leather, yellow leather.
But it worked.
It worked. Wow. Kevin, you're a miracle vocal coach.
I've been told that by multiple people here in Vegas right now.
Oh, God. The Girl Scouts are beating my door down. They're coming to collect my soul, Kevin.
How many cookies did you buy?
I don't know. It's not how many you buy. It's the way you attempt to buy them, I think. Oh, look, a penny. Hey, guys, it's me, Spencer. My voice is fucked up.
Oh, no, Spencer.
Isn't this complicated?
We could start a Kickstarter for you.
Yeah, that'd be nice. We could start a Patreon. Another Patreon.
Okay. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. We had Jeff on last week. Jeff's great. Everyone loves Jeff. Oh, hold on. I got to switch it back to the Spencer cam. Oh,
there you
folks.
are.
This is the Spencer angle. This is what Spencer looks like.
The
Folks,
production values for this show are just over the top.
yeah, you could see.
Multi-camera, vocal coach.
Jeff was saying my bed's not made. My bed's made. I just have these is throw blankets a thing? I know throw pillows is a thing.
Yeah,
But I just have these throw
blankets.
blankets on top of the bed. It doesn't make it not made.
Yeah, you threw them.
Mm-hmm. They're throw blankets. They're not supposed to be in any specific way.
What makes a blanket a throw blanket versus just a regular blanket?
It's not part of the bedding. Like it's not
Okay.
It's not like a sheet that goes on top. It has no fixed place on the bed. It's just if I end up needing like an extra blanket or something, I have it at hand, but usually I don't. So I just like pile them up in a corner of the bed so they're not in the way.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Los Angeles is notoriously chilly, so I see why you have all those blankets there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing is I basically don't use a comforter. I have a comforter, but I don't use it. If anything, I use like one thin sheet. That's about all I need. And then maybe like a part of a blanket. It's too hot for like a full blanket. I don't know. They're thrilling topics. What a great show. I don't really know how other people do it, but like if I have a blanket on, it's too hot, but I can't just sleep completely under the sun. Like I can't be uncovered. I need something covering me just for like the sense of it, even if it's too hot. Does that make sense? Like temperature wise, I don't actually need a covering to keep my temperature, warm enough to sleep. But if I don't have something over some part of me, it just feels wrong. Does that make sense?
Yes, I'm the same way, but I'm hot all the time. Like I can be out in the snow and I'm hot. So, but I at the same time I need like a blanket over me or I can't sleep. So like the only fix is to like keep my bedroom just frozen all the time.
Yeah.
And that's not comfortable either. I don't know. Sleeping's just stupid.
Sleeping's stupid.
I don't like sleeping. Oh, I like it. I wish we didn't need to do it.
Yeah, it was great to have Jeff back, right, folks? Jeff knows how to podcast. Like, I don't know how much I have to contribute when Jeff is talking, but he talks about stuff that is the kind of stuff that people talk about on podcasts. Whereas what I talk about is whether or not I need like a blanket,
Yeah, but it's the personal touch. I mean, people who listen to this show comment a lot. They like that this just feels like a conversation, like they're just listening to two people talking and it's not presented to them.
Yeah. Speaking of which, last week we reported that Trump was dead. And people were like, don't say that. You don't want to be accused of fake news. Next week things could have changed so much. But look who's laughing now. Because that motherfucker is dead.
I thought you were going to say we're fake news.
No. I'm doubling down. It's more obvious than ever that he's not alive. And possibly never was alive. Do you think that could be?
I mean, he could be like some kind of vampire kind of thing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Meanwhile, there's this David Pac-Man character. I don't want to learn about him, but he's been taking money. I'm not equipped for this conversation, Kevin. You know about Pac-Man?
I've heard the name, but I don't know the story behind him.
Apparently, some shadow dark money groups were feeding him power pills so he could defeat the ghosts.
Wait, back up. I think I need some more context here.
No, we're good. Let's move past it. I don't know. It sucks because I guess I don't. We don't know what group that is. But we definitely do need to be giving money to left-wing content creators. but the way they were doing it is just the worst possible way. I don't know. It's a mess. We can't do fucking anything right. They weren't giving money to those people until like after we lost the election. And it's like, would have been nice to like spend that money on left-wing media, quote unquote, back when it had a chance to do anything. But now that we're safely in hell in fascist Naziville, now let's start spending money on small content creators. It's great. You know what else is great is Chicago's getting invaded. They're putting up a lot of resistance, it seems. It's still early days, so it's hard to say what will matter. But it's good to see. I mean, it's the kind of thing you probably would have expected that, right, Kevin? But I certainly expected something like this because Chicago, they don't fuck around. Chicago's legit, you know?
I was hoping Chicago was going to do something like this. I wasn't sure what. I was just hoping that like Chicago was going to put up a little bit of a fight, and I'm glad to see that they are.
Yeah, it makes LA look like a bunch of shitheads. I mean, Gavin Newsom was definitely, friendly, even though, he was against it on paper or something. I don't know. I think he's trying to play both sides. Gavin Newsom fucking sucks. Whatever. Mayor Bass was also kind of trying to play both sides and be like, oh, it's not, you can't do this. And also it's fine if you do this. I'm not going to do anything to stop you. It's, I don't know. I think when it was first happening to LA, people were like, oh, it's good that they're speaking out about this. But, then you look at Chicago and it's like, really, they were talking out of their ass like they always do over here. It didn't really. I mean, the people of LA were doing some good protesting and stuff. A lot of that didn't get covered. You hear about the LA Music Festival, Kevin?
I did not know.
So a lot of LA protests in the wake of the ICE occupation and stuff were, in the military in LA, were being suppressed by all the social media sites. On TikTok, you couldn't see protest footage. On Threads, probably Twitter too. Everywhere it was suppressing like protest content. So they started calling it the LA Music Festival and used the hashtag LA Music Festival to talk about the protests. And that actually was able to catch on, which is interesting. I don't know. Because if the powers that be were like, hey, this LA Music Festival sure seems to refer to a bunch of protests, they could just suppress that too. It's not like there's anything magical about the words LA Music Festival that prevents it from being suppressed by Nazis. But, I don't know. I also think some of the suppression stuff is like, I do think that happens, but also it's I think people like, the average person's heat map of what their algorithm is looking for is stuff like cats and dogs. Like how much protests are you looking at that it's like, this guy needs fucking protest content, and so people see that and they're like, why is no one seeing this? And it's like, well, because like, that's not how most people's algorithms are arranged. And that's obviously a problem with how algorithms function. But I think a lot of that outcome happens without intentional suppression. Although I certainly believe that intentionally or just as a matter of course, there is suppression that happens as well. But it sucks. Everything sucks. I don't know. I guess it's not helpful, but it's this is all stuff that I feel like was preordained almost. Like people keep going like, how could this be happening? It's like, what do you mean? How could this be happening? What made you think this wasn't going to happen? Like, which is the most unhelpful thing to say on the planet. I know, but I just don't. I guess like performative outrage is important in terms of pushing back and setting a narrative and stuff, but just the way it comes across is people like earnestly thinking this wasn't possible. And it's like, what the fuck do you think any of this shit was about? Like, what do you fucking think the first term was? You know, like obviously this is different, but I like what led you to believe that this was off the. I don't know. Whatever. Too much. What's up, Kevin? What do you think? I talk too much.
No, it's a mess. Like I don't even know what to say, you know. Uh, I will give a lot of credit though. Like the one media organization that I think is just killing it right now is The Onion,
Yeah.
which is like the most unlikely hero that we would. I'm not unlikely, but like it's funny, but also sad at the same time that the best journalism coming out about some of the stuff right now is The Onion.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've seen, like, they have all these sign trucks going around Chicago right now, like
Mm-hmm.
taunting ICE. Like they parked one outside an ICE building, you know, like
Yeah.
saying that, you know, you built a new supermax prison for toddlers or something and all this. And, you know, I wish the rest of the media would have a tenth of the pushback that The Onion is giving, you know.
Well, Onion is owned by Ben Collins. You know, he's a progressive, and he's married to or dating Kat Abu Ghazala, I think, who's running for office. If you're in the Chicago area, you probably know already, but support her campaign. She's doing well right now. But it's there's no real left-wing media, and so if there, to the extent that there is a single piece of left-wing media, it's like, yeah, they can actually do something. It's not like, oh, nothing can be done. It's like, and obviously The Onion's not the biggest impact on the planet, but they're doing something. But in Chicago, they're saying that they're like blocking the streets and stuff. They're trying to block off ICE, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know. Ben Collins, he followed me on Twitter at some point. Then he unfollowed me. I don't know why. I'm sure a lot. It's crazy. I don't know. I think when I was on Twitter, there's a lot of famous people that followed me. So I think there would be people that saw famous people following me, and they were like, I got to see what this is about. And then they saw this was about, and they were like, okay, I don't get it. I'm out of here. But count it, Ben Collins. Also, I don't know. I think he was being tacky for a little bit on Twitter before I quit Twitter, and he's gotten a lot better since then. But I don't know. Whatever. CBS News, Kevin. Barry Weiss is going to leave CBS News. You know about Barry Weiss, Kevin? Not Barry White.
No. Barry White on CBS News, I would love to see.
No, that would I could get behind.
Yeah, no. Tell me.
Barry Weiss is like a former New York Times contributor who's like a cancel culture right-wing pundit, basically. And she started, what was it called? The Free Press. She basically she's like one of these right-wing culture warriors who's like, oh, the real problem is trans people and not Nazis and stuff. These people that like begged the question and led us into ruin by being like the New York Times front vanguard of all this Nazi shit, like creating the culture wars that eventually, let this happen. But she was like so obsessed with like claiming that she was being oppressed and silenced and censored that she wrote this, whatever. This is my understanding. Everything that I say is like part of my like, what do you call it? Campaign setting of reality. It might not be accurate, but it's as accurate as the rest of my worldview. But she wrote this article. I don't know what it was about specifically, but like the tenor of it was like, this is such a dangerous article and I'm being suppressed and silenced and I'm going to be fired for writing this article. And that's why like I'm going to start a Substack or something. She kind of like went on this tirade to kind of like badmouth her employers at New York Times or whatever. And they didn't do anything. And so then she quit. And because she like had this plan to like get fired and use that to like springboard, like kickstart her Substack or whatever, and it didn't happen because like all these people, they're not actually being silenced in any meaningful way. People are like, you're a fucking idiot, and that's okay. I can't do anything to you for being an idiot because I'm not a Nazi. If you're a Nazi, you can do a lot of stuff to people for being a fucking idiot. But everybody else, we just have to put up with it. But the whole premise is like I'm being attacked, I'm being ruined by political correctness or whatever, and nothing happens. So yeah, she started the Free Press or whatever the fuck, and I don't know. She eventually became, one of these conservative, like blue conservative. It's like like New York Times, like these people that consider themselves to be Democrats, but are like more far right than like plenty of average Republicans. And yeah. So she's been in a lot of powerful circles, and now she's being eyed to lead CBS by whatever Nazis own CBS News, which that's great. It's because that's what we need is just more fucking Nazi media. We need more Onion, Kevin. We need more left-wing media. That's why the dark money groups have to not fucking pay people to like whitewash Israel committing genocide, but instead let them fucking make stuff like actually inform the people. We need Kevin. I kind of want to play the Powerball. I'm not going to, I don't think, but I don't know. Every once in a while I'm like, that could be good to win a lottery. I know people that have won the lottery.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, not know them, but yeah, I know people who've won the lottery.
How did that work out for them?
I don't know. I don't think people are honest about their post-lottery life. I think I'm not saying that. I don't know. Like, it's certainly possible to blow all the money, but I also think you would do well to make people think you blew all the money, because otherwise you have the money and they can ask you for it.
I forget who it was, but like one of the huge winners basically just said he had to just disappear and stop answering like family, friends, everything, because it just never stopped of people like, he basically blew most of his money helping people that didn't, appreciate it, and then still were coming back for more.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. It's all a mess. There's no good way to do it. There's no good way to do anything. We should not give up. Something much worse. That's what we should do. All right, Kevin. Did we talk about Kvass? I know we talked about Kvass when Jeff came on, but I think that was before the show. I don't know that we talked about it on the show.
I don't think so.
Kvass Lita bread, Kevin. It's a Russian drink. For a brief period of time, I very casually dated a person with, I want to say she was Ukrainian and not Russian, but I don't know. But she had me try Kvass, so I've had this, but it was a long time ago, and I had baby taste buds. But you sent me Kvass. Why did you send me Kvass?
Somebody I know gave me a can of it, and I was like, oh, this is so like out in left field from what we normally try, but it's something we could probably talk about. Basically, like the description I got was that it tastes sort of like Guinness, but it's basically like as though you were going to make bread, but instead you made a drink.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, which was intriguing. But if I recall, it didn't to me taste like that. But who knows? It makes me want to just blend up a bunch of bread and water and see if that tastes like making bread a drink. Because it's like, I don't know what I'm expecting a drinkable bread to taste like. But then I also got, you sent me this Chucky Fanta Punch, Chucky's Punch, which, is there even a Chucky movie? Like, why? What's the provenance of Fanta Chucky's Punch?
But it's coming in other cans too. I think like there's different like horror movie. So it's some Halloween themed thing where they just licensed whoever they could get cheap. It looked like, I don't know.
It says available on digital, so that's fun. But I'm sure I'll need the Chucky Fanta's Punch, Fanta Chucky's Punch, Chucky's Punch. It's his punch to wash this down. But the Kvass, and I noticed a typo, Kevin. It says on the English label, it says Kvass. But actually here it says Quebec. So minor typo on the can of the Kvass, I think. And they got some letters here. I don't even know. They misprinted some of these letters because I don't know. These aren't real letters, Kevin. These are like made up.
We should send a letter. I don't
A
know who
real
to, but just
fucking one. Like one made out of real letters.
yes. Yeah.
Not
Maybe
this
2 or 3
fucking-
letters on the paper. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember. Was it Adventure Time? I don't know. There's this cartoon where it was Family Guy. Adventure Time or Family Guy. I think it was Family, whatever. But they're like someone's like, it's a note, and they hold up a piece of paper and it's like a note on a sheet, like sheet music note. And they're like, and on the back there's a letter, and they turn it around and it's the letter B. And then they're like, and attached is this message, and then they read the message. But I just, it's a note, and on the back there's a letter. This is something that always sticks in my mind. I'm drinking the kvass, Kevin.
Okay. All right. Spencer's sipping. He has a strange look on his face.
Yeah, it's like alcohol-y enough that it gives me like the I think they call it bitter beer face on an ad.
Yes.
I always get the bitter beer face whenever I'm drinking anything. But yeah, it definitely tastes more bready than I remember it. It also has like a real vinegar flavor to it, like a mild vinegar, which I think is nice. When I've had this before, I really didn't like it, but this is more palatable somehow.
This is, from what I was told, is the best brand of it, or the best country from it came from, or I don't remember the exact details, but this is supposed to be the good one.
Oh, I thought there was just one type. So
from what I gather is like a lot of like former Soviet bloc countries each have their own variety of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I don't even remember which country this one came from.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't drink this normally, like unless there was an occasion where someone was offering it to me. But this is definitely like drinkable. It says 52 kilocalories. That can't be right. Oh, per serving, per 1 cup serving. And there's 16.9 ounces. So that's definitely a little bit more than 50, but not like whatever. It's like a tall can.
Yeah. I don't remember what country that one's from. I think like Belarus maybe, or one of like a country around there. That was where this one came from.
Yeah. I would say there's some like malty notes and maybe some like apple cider vinegar almost. It's not sweet. The bitterness is really restrained. A lot of times with stuff like this, or even just seltzer water, it has like a pretty strong bitterness that makes it kind of hard to handle. But it's pretty restrained.
Yeah.
I'm liking it as far as a lot more than I expected to.
It's been like more than a month since I tasted this, but my memory was that it was kind of like a malty, vinegary, hoppy kind of flavor, which is really hard to explain.
Yeah, it definitely, I think it's the maltiness that kind of tastes bready, but that's where like the bready notes are coming from. I gotta try this punch. I'm sure I'm not gonna have much to say about it because I just want to get the drink out of my mouth and get this drink into my mouth, Kevin. This, it tastes like a mix between like that standard like red fruit punch that you'd get from like McDonald's, like Flash and Fruit Punch, High C, and strawberry soda. It has a really strong strawberry soda flavor to me, but it's not all strawberry. It has like more of a tangy kind of red flavor.
It's hard to like explain what red as a flavor is, but I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it's not overly sweet. It's relatively tart. It's not like, it doesn't really taste like a real fruit. You're not sure if it's like, it feels more halfway between like cherry and raspberry in terms of like the two kind of artificial red flavors that exist.
Somebody I saw said it tasted like knockoff Twizzlers.
I mean, I guess Twizzlers are obviously really cloyingly sweet. They're not very fruity or tangy. I think Twizzlers are such trash. I truly can't. this is a big statement, Kevin, and no offense, but I truly can't respect anyone who likes Twizzlers.
That is, I think, one of the strongest statements I've heard you make in a long time.
Yeah, and I talk about Nazis on here.
I think you hate Twizzlers more than Nazis.
Mm-hmm. It's the sad truth. But yeah, I don't know. I just like Red Vines just taste so much better. Red Vines have like a worse texture, but like if you're eating two things and one tastes way better and one has like a better texture, like I think it's wild to be all like, oh, the one that tastes like fucking plastic is better because it's like chewy in a good way, as opposed to like this tough kind of ripping apart Red Vine or whatever. Oh, Kevin, what are we going to do? I truly don't know, Kevin.
Well, I've got some random drinks I can pull out here.
Okay, good. Thank God.
So I went to, there's a place, if you're ever in Las Vegas, the person who worked there was super nice. It's called Snack Daddy, and it's next to Caesar's Palace. And she hooked me up with a bunch of drinks and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's basically just like a bunch of international sodas and snacks and things like that. And she gave me a few, so I was going to try a few of them here real quick.
Okay.
So this is a Japanese Fanta that I think is supposed to be white grape. Oh, it's not focusing. There we go. But yeah, this is Japanese Fanta.
You sent me something that very well could be the same kind of Fanta as that before.
It could be. I don't think I ever had this one, but I think I sent you some different ones that time. Yeah. Okay, that tastes like sweet champagne. But with that, you know how a lot of Japanese candies have that really distinct grapey flavor that's way better than our grape?
Yeah, it's like a really flavorful, more authentic kind of flavor.
Yes. This tastes like grape, where I think like American grape is like some variety of grape that neither of us have ever tried, if it's even a thing, you know?
Sure.
It's like, you know, the artificial banana flavor or any banana flavored candy you get tastes nothing like a banana you can buy. You know, it's the same sort of thing. This tastes like a real grape. I would give this full stars here. This is actually really good. I would
full stars.
Yeah, it's a rare win.
Yeah, we don't even use stars, and you're giving this one full stars. That really is saying something.
Yes. Yeah. So that's really good. Similar in this kind of weird can. This is also Japanese. This is white peach.
Classic. It's a classic butt peach straight out of the emoji.
Yeah, and it's in a aluminum bottle.
Yeah,
I guess it's a can. What's the difference between a can and a bottle? When it's shaped like a bottle, but it's an aluminum. I don't know. I don't know where the line between bottle and can blurs like this, you know?
Yeah, for the folks at home who are listening to the podcast, that might sound like a really stupid question. What's the difference between a can and a bottle? But looking at this, it really is blurring the lines. Yeah, it has like a bottle-like top, but it does feel more can-like than one might expect.
Yeah, I mean, it is an aluminum can for the majority of it, but it's topped off with a bottle cap. So I don't even really know what to call this.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells a lot like peach. It really smells like a peach. Wow, that gets even more stars. That is amazing.
Oh, that's what you get for starting with full stars. Now you have to go beyond the full stars, which full stars is already a rarity in these parts.
All right, I'm going back and retroactively, like out of 10, I'm gonna say the grape is a 9 and the peach is a 10.
Wow,
that's how good the peach was.
That's so many stars. I don't know how many stars I would rate either of these beverages. I guess Kvass I'd put like at a 3. And the Fanta Chucky's Punch, I'd put at a 5. I guess Kvass should be lower. Just it's not bad. It's just not my style. Let's put Kvass at like 2. I don't know, Kevin.
That's a harsh rating, but I respect that.
Well, it's just in terms of like what I would drink, you know, like and the rating system is already flawed because like what would you put diarrhea as like 1 star? I don't think so, you know. So it's not like poison or anything, but in terms of like, what if I was drinking like 10 drinks and I had to put them in order from highest to lowest, like Kvass is probably going to be pretty low, in most arrangements. But
And you seem to kind of enjoy it too. So I think you're a harsher critic than I am.
well, I enjoy it for expecting that it would be intolerable, and so it's definitely tolerable, but it's not like I'm not drinking this, other than I think I'm mostly drinking it to to look normal in a group of people that are drinking it,
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do two more real quick. So I bought these and I don't have room in my suitcase, so we're gonna go through these real quick here.
Yeah, we're ripping through it.
So I was talking to you before the show. So this is a Chinese Red Bull, and it's a little short can. I think it's 250 milliliters. And it's a Red Bull vitamin flavor drink from China. And it's this little baby short can, but this unlocked this memory of mine. So I'm just barely old enough. So if you're watching the video, this has one of the old like pull tab style lids on it that brought back
It's
this
like a can of soup can kind of top.
Yeah, but it pulls off here. Let me open it and show you kind of like how it, because you have to really like pull. These were popular like in the 70s and earlier. So when you pull it off, you get this little like pull tab thing here. And I remember like as a really young kid, these just being littered everywhere. Like the same way you see cigarette butts everywhere, these things were all over the place. Like everywhere. And I remember as a kid playing on the beach somewhere and just absolutely slicing my foot open on one of these, and it just being this like normal thing. Everyone's like, yeah, that's just what happens because people throw them everywhere. And I think that's one of the reasons why these aren't like I haven't seen one of these in so long. I didn't know anybody was even still making them. But we're not talking about the can here. Hold on.
Well, I mean, you can make a can where it's attached to the can and it doesn't fly off, so why would you not do that,
Yeah, I think this is just the absolute like bare minimum way of making an openable can.
Yeah, it's probably easier, yeah.
Because I see it's without spilling, but it leaves like just a hole, basically.
Right.
Okay, it smells like Red Bull, but like mixed with vitamins. Like it really does. It smells like Flintstone vitamins. Like that kind of like B vitamin of some of the like the energy drinks where they just like way overdo adding vitamins to it. That kind of like chemically smell.
Yeah, they give you kidney stones.
Okay, it's way sweeter than it smelled, but no, I don't like that.
How different does it taste than from regular Red Bull?
It's like if you took like NyQuil and mixed it with Red Bull. This is kind of what it tastes like. It's got this really bitter, chemically aftertaste to it. Like when the first note is just super sweet, syrupy, like more sweet than regular Red Bull by a long shot. But then it like finishes off with just like you just swallowed some NyQuil.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Man, did you have one more then?
I got one more to do real quick here. So this is from Thailand. This is Pepsi
Blue.
Electric.
It's blue
Yeah,
Pepsi.
it's blue Pepsi. And she said this is not the same as the Pepsi Blue that we got here.
Damn.
So yeah, it's actually kind of a cool looking bottle too.
It looks great, yeah.
Yeah. But it's just like Windex colored blue, I would say. I don't know.
Darker than Windex. It's more of like a not navy blue, but like closer to navy than Windex, which is almost like a lighter sapphire blue.
Okay, it smells like Pepsi.
It's blue like Pepsi Blue.
Yeah, but it smells just like. Okay, I gotta taste this in. It's mostly Pepsi, but like with this very artificial flavor that I can't like. Almost like artificial sweetener taste to it. Like
what the hell?
Oh, it is 0 calorie. Okay, that would explain
so
that then.
so it's like a 0 calorie Dr. Pepper.
It's got a little hint of fruitiness to it, but it really mostly just tastes like Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin, I had this idea. How do I wrote it in my notes. I don't want to tell you what I wrote in my notes because I think that like it kills the bit, but it's the kind of situation where like my notes aren't complete enough for me to actually know how to set it up to do the bit right, you know?
Okay.
But the idea is like, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. I wrote checking off in my notes, Kevin. Like
Checking off.
Chekhov's like Chekhov, like checking off. Checking off. But like I guess the idea is like you foreshadow masturbating in the first act, you know? And so then in the third act, you actually are masturbating. So you're checking off, maybe? Or like maybe checking off is like when you actually fire Chekhov's gun. Kevin is losing his shit right now. You can't hear it because the fucking universe conspires against me coming off as a normal, good person. Checking off, Kevin.
Yeah, that made me laugh a lot. Okay. What was the genesis of this idea?
Don't know. It just I saw it in my notes, and then I remembered that I had like some better way into this where it's like the punchline is checking off, you know, but completely gone now. Just I don't know. Like when we do you and me just having nothing to talk about episodes, I build up like stuff that I'm like, oh, I can't wait till we just have a Kevin and me fucking around episode so I could like get this stuff out. But what's happened this last time is like we've gone like 3 times as long as I wanted without doing one of these, and it's like made it so instead now I have nothing to talk about, you know, which is great. It's good, and I'm doing good at the podcast. Is good doing it, and you could tell how good it's doing. But what I'm trying to say, Kevin, I have a movie pitch, and it's how to set this up. My friend was telling me about this movie that's like based on, or this show that's like based on. It's called Sirens. You hear about the show Sirens? It's like based on some Greek myth kind of stuff a little bit. But I had the idea of a modern remake of Ishmael, or of Moby Dick, called Ishmael. And like he's like a normal guy. He's not like a crazy, you know, ship captain. He's like a former app developer. He's just this guy named Ishmael, you know.
Okay.
And he's chasing the white whale. But he's doing it today. And everybody's like, you know, irony poisoned and you know, metropolitan and stuff. And, you know, they're doing walk-in talks like the West Wing or something, you know, but it's Moby Dick. They're just normal guys.
Okay.
I guess they sink immediately because you can't just have normal guys running a ship. Like you need like ship people, you know?
You do. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, prestige HBO series called Ishmael, a modern retelling of Moby Dick.
I mean, that is a property that nobody has, you know, exploited.
Yeah, I'm sure you could do something like that. Maybe maybe they're developing a damn app, Kevin, called The White Whale. But I do believe you could do something like that. I've never read the book, so I don't have a take. But, you know, modern day, it honestly sounds like the kind of thing that you'd pitch and people would be like, holy crap, of course. No one's ever done that. Moby Dick. It's just sitting there for the taking. And, you know, not actually question whether or not it makes any sense. Because presumably none of them have read fucking Moby Dick either. You know, so everyone's just like playing along, like pretending to be the guy in the room who knows what anyone's talking about. But I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just picturing the movie poster or something like that where it's just Dick. That's all it says. And they totally lean on that to get attention.
Yeah. Yeah. This Dick took my leg or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's just Moby. It's Moby and he's like a DJ.
Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah. Moby is chasing
Richard
Ishmael.
Nixon. Yeah.
Ishmael is a black hat hacker who stole all of Moby's songs from his upcoming album. He's ransomwared Moby, locked him out of his digital audio workspace, Kevin. He has to go to the oil rig where the hacker is hiding using some sort of ship. There we go. All right. That's enough. We can go to lunch. That's like enough brainstorming for one day in the writer's room.
I feel like you've got several solid pitches here.
I got a lot. I mean, I'm a genius. I'm not. I've been thinking about how I gotta give up, Kevin.
Give up smoking? Give up what?
Yeah, I give up smoking. How did you know? No, I don't know. Remember when I was freaking out at Jeff? That didn't stop after the podcast ended. I'm still freaking out. It's not great, but hey, what are you gonna do? I'm not working hard enough. I'm not talented enough. It's not the wind is not at my back, Kevin. You know, I got to make the wind at my back, but I'm not going to do that. I know me. That's not something I'm going to do. That's not happening.
It's definitely something you would do.
No, it's not. The wind might accidentally find its way at my back through no fault of my own. That seems possible. Like that seems more in the wheelhouse of stuff that's happened. That's the thing. I feel like I've just been the beneficiary of a lot of luck. I think my luck's run out, Kevin. I got to find more 4-leaf clovers, I think.
That may be the secret.
I got a lot of 4-leaf clovers before all this good stuff started happening to me, so it's hard for me not to associate those two.
Should we do the next show from like a clover field, and then we can just hunt for clovers?
Like the monster? I don't know, Kevin. That sounds dangerous. We could do it from 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Exactly.
Bomb shelter?
Yeah.
I don't think they have clovers down there. I don't know why you suggest that, Kevin. That doesn't make any sense. Well, what if we did the next show from Abed's show? Because if you're listening to this on Thursday, too late. But I'm going to do Abed's show later.
Because we didn't have enough to talk about in this show. Me and Spencer, if you're watching this live, are going to do Abed's show next.
Oh, you're doing it too? Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm quitting then. I'm not doing it. Fucking trying.
I can just mute myself. It's fine.
Well, you mean when you're not laughing?
Yes.
Okay. Because you mute yourself when you're laughing, apparently.
I'm not touching anything. It's stupid Zoom, and I can't shut this off because when I'm typing, you can hear it.
That's fine. It's fine to hear you typing, Kevin. Okay, so I know that Fantastic Four is already flopped, and it's probably our fault. But wasn't it Walmart that sent us this? I don't know. We got sent the launch box, Kevin. This is branded content. I don't know. I don't know what they. I feel like I've gotten free stuff from people who maybe they are used to working with content creators who like understand what the expectations are. But I'm just like, cool. Someone sent me some stuff, and I think they're like, and then you'll do like a 12-minute video about all this stuff. But definitely,
somebody
we should have done it earlier. Go ahead.
Somebody from Marvel reached out to me asking if we wanted these, and then made it very clear that we are not to say that they are sponsoring us. So,
well, they're not.
This is the opposite of a sponsor.
I mean, they just gave us this. It's not like, so they didn't want us to do anything. They were just being nice?
Well, they were like, we hope you'll talk
do?
about this on the show, but we're not compensating you for this, and we don't want you to imply that we are.
Right. Well, this getting free stuff is compensation, right?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I
got
really
one
nice.
too. I have an open mine. It's supposed to be like numbered or something.
I don't know. And the inside of the box it says it's collecting time. That's I don't know if you guys saw the movie, but that was Ben Grimm's famous catchphrase in the new movie. They sent us. They got it's a tote, a reusable shopping bag, which this is going straight into my car. The bag of other shopping bags because you can never have too many. I noticed one of my primary shopping bags that I've been using, Kevin, is starting to fray. So that's not good. But the main thing that's in this package are these Walmart. Was it Walmart? Well, how did I get Walmart? I thought this was like
these
a
were
Walmart
for
thing.
sale at Walmart, but Marvel had some themselves too.
Yeah, but it's fine. Fantastic Four Pop-Tarts. And the thing is, I think the Doughboys did the same thing, but I think I think they also they successfully didn't mention that it was like sponsored, but I gotta believe, if we're getting it, they must have got it too. But for some reason, maybe I just misunderstood when you said that, like when someone said that there was like the bag, but I thought instead of a bag, I thought they were sending us a towel. I thought they were sending us a Fantastic Four towel.
I thought there was a towel too.
There's no towel in here. I was so excited for the idea of getting a novelty Fantastic Four towel, which when you're being told it's coming in a box that contains Pop-Tarts, that's not going to be a full-size towel. I have no idea what it was supposed to, what it may have been, but absolutely it would have been hilarious no matter what came out. But
no, I just put up the email. It says we're supposed to get a limited edition launch box, a themed trading card, and a signature towel.
There wasn't a trading card either.
And they did no mention of a tote bag either.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they lied to us.
Well, maybe this is sponsored then. If we can't trust them about the towel.
I'm sorry, I'm still losing it over its collecting time because it feels like they saw how well Morbius did and went, we need to capture that lightning in a bottle.
It's Morbin time.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, they just released they've been releasing spoilers for the new Magic set, the Spider-Man set, and they released Morbius. And there's this format called Commander, Kevin, where you have your deck being led by a commander that's a legendary creature. And Morbius is legendary. Like any named guy is basically legendary. So there's tons of Spider-Man characters that are all named guys. They're all legendary, so they can all be commanders. And Morbius, they made a Morbius card, and it's so bad. It's like you literally could not make a commander deck based on Morbius. I have no idea how it could be done, which is a damn shame, but B, perfect and exactly what you'd want from a Morbius card is that it's just dog shit. But so these are just the blue raspberry Pop-Tarts, which I think we're doing a lot of food. I think they've had these Pop-Tarts before, but now they have white frosting with Fantastic Four logos. Yeah. But the inside's blue. I don't know.
Enjoy the terrific taste of a blue raspberry flavored filling and sweet frosting that's out of this world. Printed with Fantastic Four designs, these toaster pastries are perfect for any superhero adventure. There's no tastier way to celebrate the release of a new Marvel movie.
There's no tastier way.
Yeah,
we've come up with a list of tasty ways, and they all pale in comparison to this. We got the Invisible Woman. I actually do kind of like this design, although it has this clear, bad t-shirt printing quality kind of logo. It is neat, but it would be neater if the printing technology was more on point.
Okay. Spencer's tasting the Pop-Tart.
I love Pop-Tarts, man.
I almost want to email her back and go, where's the towel and the collecting card? Because this is not what we were promised.
I don't want to get blacklisted. But it definitely tastes like these ones from being a kid when they're blue. It maybe is a little bit worse, but the flavor is still it's the kind of thing where it flashes you back to being a kid when you had these. Because I've had Pop-Tarts since then, but not this flavor. I've done the s'mores and the cinnamon sugar. I like those more than the fruit ones, but back when I was a kid, the fruit ones were all the other kids had because my parents wouldn't buy fucking Pop-Tarts. And look at me now. Look what it was such a success. They really nailed it by not giving me Pop-Tarts. Right, Kevin?
Exactly.
What a great parenting decision. Fucking shitheads.
I'm sorry. You can have all the Pop Tarts you want now.
I know. Pop-Tarts are some of the foods that I stock. There's like this kind of food where it's like I'm hungry, but it's close enough to bedtime that I can't justify like eating a meal. But if I don't eat something, I'm going to be too hungry to go to sleep. And Pop-Tarts are perfect for that. They're like, usually it has to be between 200 and 400 calories. Otherwise, it's not going to like do it. But Pop-Tarts are good for getting me to bed. My weight's been up lately. It sucks. I gotta rein it in. I gotta stop drinking soda and eating Pop-Tarts. Kevin.
Yes.
What's new with you?
What's new with me? I'm in Vegas right now. I'm kind of following in Jeff's footsteps. I'm going to Europe tomorrow. Going to be there for a while. Very least the next show we do, I'm going to be in Amsterdam while we do the next show. So I'm going to see if I can find some of the things Jeff talked about when he was last on about what he was doing in Amsterdam, and see if I can't maybe like bring one of these famed waffles on and try one on the show or something.
The Liege waffles.
Yes. So going to give that a try. Really, like my next week is just going to be traveling a lot. I don't really enjoy it, but I'm going to do that at least, and I'm not sure exactly how long I'm going to be there. So doing that. In Vegas right now, it's super dead here. There's just nobody here. It's really, really weird to be like walking around and just like the sidewalks are emptier than I've ever seen them before.
Is it hot?
It's upper 80s, 90 something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vegas has been dead. I mean, a lot of it's like the economy and stuff, but the prices in Vegas are even more crazy than they've ever been. And I think a lot of people are pissed about how much everything costs.
Yes. And I think just like international tourism is down and all of that. So it's just dead here. But
the world ending.
I kind of prefer that, rather than I just don't like being in like a mob of people, like I don't know if you've ever been in Vegas and like trying to like walk down the strip and like literally it's just a mass of people moving like as liquid and there's just no room to move. Like you're just going with the flow, whether you want to or not,
Yeah.
I don't like that. So this is a little bit nicer, but it's still pretty dead.
Never been to Vegas. Maybe someday, or maybe not.
If I had known that, we should have planned this so you could come out here while I was here.
I gotta work. I don't have any money. It sucks.
There's that too.
I'll figure it out. I won't.
You will.
Me figuring it out is like, I'm like picturing like some sort of suicide, but the word that came to mind was 2x4, and I'm like committing suicide by 2x4. Like, I don't know. I was imagine like, when you see like someone like try and like hold a shotgun to their face, and it's they're long, but it's just with a 2x4. You're hammering a nail into a 2x4 that's like up. It's like really far away. You're hammering the nail. I don't know.
Okay. Well, before you start going to Home Depot to buy lumber, talk to me. Okay.
No, it's fine. Everything's good. It's just my life's been blessed, and I need more blessings. It's fine. What's the depressing part is my attitude, if that makes sense. It's like it feels like it's my fault in a way that it hasn't been. I feel like, and this is probably just a frame of mind, but I feel like in a lot of my life, I felt kind of like a leaf on the wind, like blowing subject to like the whims and winds of fate. And now I feel like now it's just me and my power. And it's like what I'm doing, not good. and that's the only thing that's going to matter. And so it's just, I don't know. It's like if Sisyphus was just hanging out at the bottom of the hill. And it was like, well,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I know I could be pushing this thing, but I'm not, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's good. It was good to have Jeff back on the podcast, Kevin. We love Jeff. He was great. I loved hearing about the telepathy tapes. I wish that it engendered more Reddit discussion. But the Reddit discussion it engendered, boy howdy. Now that is some Reddit discussion. We love the Reddit. That Happens Pod. r/That Happens Pod. But having Jeff back was great. It definitely reminded me of why we made the Spitreon in the first place. For spite.
Were you feeling spiteful after talking to Jeff?
I was feeling a lot of spite. Not like towards Jeff, but just like, oh yeah, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, okay, I know this sounds weird, and like I have no ill feelings towards Jeff whatsoever, but Jeff really represents every single thing that I wish I was that I wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's hard not to feel envious of him because he does all the things I wish I could so well, and it seems so effortless to him. He always looks amazing.
He's so hot.
He is. He's gorgeous. And he's one of the quickest wits I think I've met. And consistently funny. And like he's good at all of these things that I just like as long as I've been alive have not learned how to do. And so it's hard to like sometimes like be around people like that and not go, what am I doing?
Yeah, me too.
But, we both have to remind ourselves we're good at different things,
I'm not good at anything. You're good at all sorts of stuff.
You were amazing, Spencer. You have this talent to create worlds and this imagination and all of these things that I really don't think I could ever do. Like you could sit there all day, every day, trying to teach me to be Spencer, and it just would not happen.
It would be better not to be.
Well, there's aspects that I want though. Like I wish I could be as creative as you. I wish I could write, and I can't will never happen. I think you can. I really think you can.
Yeah, that's.
I've read things you've written. You're really good at this.
No.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let's read some emails.
Okay.
That's good, right? Let's see. Hey guys, as a listener since episode 1 and a resident of Anchorage, Alaska, I feel uniquely qualified to reply to the latest episode. This was July 3rd, whatever that means. I'm a producer and program director for many failed and some successful radio shows and a few podcasts. I think the lack of Jeff being on the podcast that the show needs some segmenting. I know in the past you've done some segments in Jess, but they were good. You're informed dudes, especially there's incredibly knowledgeable about nerdy things. Talk about those things. Spencer and Kevin do have great chemistry, and I genuinely enjoy listening to you talk about things, especially when it's accidentally a real conversation. We can't even have conversations on purpose, Kevin. I own an old Harmontown shirt, and over the years, and oddly enough, I'm wearing it right now. And over the years, I've had at least a handful of people remark about it. So just as an aside, you do have some folks up here that know who you are and likely listen to the podcast. I don't know how interesting this is for either of you, but I do help and plan and book the Comic-Con up here, and I do some events at the local card comic shop in town. Not sure if you had any interest in actually coming up here for an event, but if so, we could discuss what you need price-wise to make that happen in the future. If you have questions about the fucked up podcast market or have anything you think I can help you with, I'm happy to offer anything I can to you guys free of charge and hope it keeps going. Don't give up on it. It can get better. Love to see long form cooking videos. Goodbye. It's sent from Eric, the chief fuckboy on board.
Okay.
So that's good. Hold on, Kevin, Phil.
Okay. I'm going to start just replying whenever I'm like writing an email, just ending it with just a flat goodbye at the end. I love how that worked. I don't know if it was intended to be this sort of like abrupt kind of shift in tone, but it was hilarious the way you read that. So I think I need to really adopt that kind of tone in my emails. Um, sorry, I missed. Where is he?
Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay. We can do an Anchorage show.
Are you? My question to you is: are you fine with it being a complete flop, where no one cares / like somehow terrible evil is unleashed? Because I don't know. I mean, I think we have this conversation all the time, Kevin, but there's a big gap in the perception, my self-perception and the perception my fans have with me, of me. And I feel like both are completely off base. But I think my self-perception hews a lot closer to the perception that random people who have no understanding of me or my deal have, which makes it hard to like talk to these people because they're like, it'll be great. And it's like, no, it won't. No one gives a shit. And then they're like, you'll see. And then it happens and no one gives a shit. And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck did you expect? Like, I'm just a fucking guy. Like, you being a fan of me doesn't mean like I have magic powers. Like, I'm just like a fucking, like, everybody's just enamored because like I have this presence in their mind. But that doesn't actually mean like I have the talent. I just fit in the same space that normally people with talent go and develop the same sort of like relationship, you know. No offense to Eric. I mean, I'm happy to do anything for almost any amount of money. But I did that Pathfinder event. Like there was a PaizoCon. They asked me to do that once and they never asked me again because they figured it out. They're like, oh yeah, no, he's not like the kind of person that does this stuff. He just looks similar to the kinds of people we usually have do this stuff, you know? But I mean, I don't know. That sounds like I'm shitting on Eric. I'm definitely down. But I want to set expectations because everybody is like, no, I understand. And it's like, no, they didn't. They never did. No one ever does.
So are you like worried that like they're expecting 500 people to show up and you're thinking it's going to be 5?
Five would be great, Kevin.
Okay.
I'd be very happy with 5. The problem is it's not going to be 5. It's going to be people. Well, it's going to be 5, but the 5 are going to be like hostile witnesses. They're going to be people that like show up arms crossed and they'll be like, so what's your deal? And it's like, I don't know. This guy kind of thought someone would know who I am. And I told him they wouldn't. And they're like, so what? Are you famous or something? No, I'm not famous. Then why are you here? That's what I asked the guy. And he said everything would be fine. You know, there'd be 5 of those people, I think. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they'd be like aggressive. And I'd be like, listen, buddy, I'm on your side. You and me, we're saying the same thing. Why are you so angry? That's what it's like being me. It's great. It's
okay.
That's where the phrase has been, never was comes into play. It's like it fits. It fits better than people understand. Anyway.
No, I've seen you draw a crowd before.
Yeah, me too.
So I don't think, you know, you're being fair to yourself here.
I am. Randy writes, I vaguely remember Kevin talking about his history in game development or something. But given your interest in writing a dialogue and analog game design, I was curious if you had ever tried your hand at video game design or even daydreamed about it. Yes, I absolutely have. I think about making games a fair amount. I never talked about Chogo Bears Congress. I've been thinking about Chogo Bears Congress again lately, Kevin. I'm a little surprised that you're bothered by your podcast not being Harmontown and not having similar creator-fan dynamics given your complicated feelings about how culty it got in its later years. For what it's worth, you guys put on a great show, and I like how different they can feel with the sporadic theming
And if I had disposable income to spare, you're high on my list of Patreons I would donate to. Anyways, enjoy the podcast. Not sure if this will make the 200, but if so, happy bicentennial, guys. God, that's a bit worry, is it? Here's the 10 peso version. Hey, Spencer and Kevin, love the show. Happy bicentennial. Have you tried your hand at game design? I haven't tried. I've like messed around trying to like get the bare basics of like Unity figured out and fell apart. But I probably should try that again. I would very much like to try and make a game. I mean, hasn't anybody? There's TikToks of people that are like posting their indie game process, and it's at once encouraging and also, you know, intimidating, but could be cool. I definitely want to make a game. I want to make lots of games, but I need talent. Maybe that's what I do, Kevin. I pivot to game making. I could make the next Hollow Knight Silk Song, Kevin, in theaters now. I've been playing Silk Song. It's a lot of fun. It's tough though. Anyway, you have any final thoughts, Kevin? Because we're out of time.
We are out of time. No, I want to make a game too. We should do that.
All right, let's make a game. What if it's about well, it could be about like one of Dan's shows. What about like a Rick and Morty game?
It's not a bad idea. Actually, I always had the idea. We should talk about to Abed about this. I always wanted to make a game, as though you were exploring the world through Abed's eyes.
Yes, I was just thinking that. Abed, the game.
Yes. All right, we got to pitch that on his show.
All right, Abed, the game. Yes. Tune in a little bit if you're watching live for Abed, the show, the game. All right. Take us out, Kevin. Goodbye.
All right. Bye, guys.